In this video, we look at how you can use a data table to analyze across two different dimensions at the same time. In the data table form, select one of the dimensions from the POV panel on the right, and right-click on it to display the context menu. And in this drop-down menu, select one of the expansion functions, for example, the descendant members. Then you can choose a different parent member from the Favorites or Dimension tab on the left, or select the second dimension. And again, right-click on that dimension and choose an expansion function. A two-dimension table works best when one of the dimensions has only a few members, so choosing a selection or favorites is recommended. Then, in the Dimension tab, navigate to and then check the members you want to include in your second dimension. And when you've done that, select Get Data to build the report. And the HFM data is added to an Excel table. The main differences between a two-dimension table and a single-dimension table is that with a two-dimension table you can choose the column headers. And secondly, in a two-dimension table, blank rows are not suppressed. Instead, you have to use the Hide Blank Rows button in the ribbon if you wish to suppress blank rows. If we want to now modify the report, we can use the POV panel on the left. To modify the selection of accounts that form the column headers, simply click on the Account button, and this displays the member selection form. To add additional accounts to our selection, we just check members from the account dimension either in the Favorites or the Dimension tab. And when you finish selecting the additional members, select OK. We can also use Excel table functionality to add our own formula columns. In a column immediately adjacent to the table, type in the formula that we want to include in this column. And it's often a good idea to wrap the formula in an if-error statement to remove any invalid calculations. Excel table functionality will automatically copy the formula all the way down and now incorporate that column as part of the data table. You can then give the column table header a description, and you can format the column using the Number Format button in the Merlin Excel ribbon. This displays the Change Number Format form, which we can use to format the data in our new column. If we want the numbers to be displayed as a percentage, we tick the percentage checkbox, and we can choose how many decimal places we want to show. And then finally we choose the region we want to update. In this example, we only want to change the formatting in this single table column. And now when we select OK, our new column has been formatted. Let's go back now to the data table form and look at other types of functionality. Again, we'll include the entity dimension and right-click to display the expansion options. This time I'm going to select the children option. For the second dimension, I'm going to choose the accounts, and this time select the grandchildren option. But I'll select a different parent account from the account dimension tree. Normally, when building a two-dimension table report, the dimension with the largest expansion function, such as base or descendants, will be placed in the rows. And the dimension most likely to have the fewest number of members, because it has either a favorites or selection expansion function, will be placed in the columns. But if it's not obvious which dimension is going to have the fewest number of members, then when you click OK, a message is displayed asking you to confirm which axis the dimension should appear in. Select Yes to confirm the suggested options, or No to reverse the options. For this report, I'm going to select No because I want the account dimension to form the rows of the report. With a two-dimension data table, it's always best to have the dimension with the most number of members in the rows. That's partly for presentation reasons, but also because the rows of a two-dimension table support double-click for drill down. And the two-dimension data tables also support the Merlin Excel right-click functionality. Right-clicking on a data cell puts the Merlin Excel option at the top of the Excel context menu, from which you can choose one of the options, for example creating a new Merlin Excel report using the point of view of the active cell as the starting point. And this is an example of how you can move from one type of Merlin Excel report to another. and in this case using the cell's point of view to form the background point of view of the new report. Let's have a look at another Merlin Excel right-click function. And this time we'll look at the All Base Data function. The All Base Data function will build a report displaying all the data in HFM that consolidates up to the cell that we clicked on. Initially, it displays the data table form with every hierarchical dimension set to base members. We can change these options if we wish, or we can just accept the presets and select OK to build the report. And the result is a multi-dimension data table, so called because every single dimension is displayed in this table. Multi-dimension data tables are useful for analyzing the data behind a particular cell. Note that the total is an aggregation, not a consolidation, because every single custom member is displayed in this report. You may find that sometimes you need to filter out certain custom members to replicate the way they are treated in HFM. For example, here I've had to filter out a particular custom 2 member that I know has a 0 aggregation weighting in HFM, and I need to do this so that the total of the table agrees to the cell that I clicked on. We've seen then that the function to drill to all base data displays a multi-dimension data table, and we cover multi-dimension data tables in a separate video.